open up. You open up.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today's video is going to be a little bit about how I became a lash technician and my journey through doing lashes and how everything has kind of progressed for me. So I would love for you to subscribe to my channel and give this video a like. I'm gonna tag all my social media below, mainly just Instagram. My Instagram handle is @blacklashbeauty1 if you want to go and check out some of my work. So a little bit about me. I'm actually a mum of two, and in 2017 I was pregnant with my second child and I was working in an accounts department, and I decided that while I was pregnant I wanted to train in something so I could offer a service during my maternity leave just to top up my maternity pay. And that's when I decided to look into doing lash extensions. Bit of feedback that I'd had from people who had done lash extensions was that it's really hard and oh, you're going to pay for the training and you won't like it and you won't carry on doing it. But I thought I'm just going to give it a go. So I'm not sure what the regulations are where you are. So I know in America it's quite strict on how you can become a lash artist, whereas in the UK it's not as hard to become a lash artist. It's actually really easy, a day course. So I went along to a day course. And it was in semi-permanent lashes. At the time Russians wasn't really that big of a thing. It was all about the classics, and if you did get Russians they were quite expensive because not many people did them. So I did the training, I went for the day. Normally what they would do is I think there was around 4 or 6 of us, I can't remember, but I think it was 4, and what they would do is one would be a model for the other person. Now because I was pregnant I wasn't allowed to be someone's model, so I had to take someone with me. Now we did the morning, we learnt the theory of it all. I found it all really confusing, all the different curls and all this kind of stuff. And then when it got to actually getting on a model head and then also a live model, I actually found that apart from the theory part of it, the actual practical, I picked it up quite quickly. And at the end I was one of the first ones who finished my set, so I got a bit of time with the trainer on my own, and she then started teaching me how to hand make the fans, and I really struggled with that part. So when I then left the training I bought all this stuff, and as you do, the training course that you do, they're gonna try and sell you their products, and that's exactly what I did. I bought loads of their things. I went home and I tried doing lashes. I got models in charging like £10 just to cover the cost of materials. And I was doing sets, but I just didn't love them. Like, I didn't like the sets at all. And I felt really deflated, but I carried on. I thought, I've got to do this, I've got to keep trying. And then in the May, so I trained in the March, and in the May, my son was born, and he was actually born early, and he was quite poorly. So at that point, I had to just put that on the back burner, and the most important thing was him. I had to go to the hospital to see him and whatever else. And even when he came home, I couldn't get back into doing lashes. I had a newborn baby and was doing nursery runs with my daughter and all this kind of thing. And I know actually when he came home from the hospital, my daughter was on her summer holiday, so I had both the kids at home. I was really struggling, so I just couldn't do lashes. So then in the October, so this is now October 2017, I tried again. I was trying to hand make the fans using the stuff that I was told to use by the training course, their products. And again, I just didn't like the sets. So I hated doing the lashes. So I didn't really push it as a business. It was kind of just, oh, start practicing, oh, I'll try, oh yeah, I'll do your lashes, yeah, that kind of thing. And then my sister-in-law, I'm going to pop her Instagram below as well because she is amazing at lashes. She said to me, oh, would you mind if I trained in lashes as well? And I said, no, of course not. Like, so she started doing it. And the difference is she kind of practiced before she did her training course. I was a model for her, she practiced on me, and she practiced and she tried loads of different products, and her sets looked amazing, and it gave me that wanting to do it again. So we both were doing lashes and we was helping each other out, try these products, try this glue, blah 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 blah. And I actually started to love the sets of lashes that I was doing. But at the time, I still weren't loving the fans that I was making. So I decided to just use pre-made fans. Now, I know I've just said just use pre-made fans. Pre-made fans are really good for when you're starting up, and also if that's just what you're comfortable with. But I always knew that I wanted to be hand making my fans, and the reason for that is I know that you can create so many different looks if you hand make the fans. Cost wise as well, I find it a lot cheaper, your products, because you don't need a tray of 3D, 4D, 5D, 6D, 7D, 8D, so on, so on. If you can hand make your fans, you can create whatever fan size that you want to. So I started up, I was doing the pre-made fans. I think I still have some pictures of them on my Instagram, and I started to build a client base. So by Christmas 2018, Christmas 2018 was when my client base was built, because people who don't normally get lashes will come and get lashes because it's Christmas and they've got parties and for Christmas Day and all this kind of thing. And then I just found that a lot of people stuck around. So Christmas 2018 is what built my business, and I carried on until around, I think it was around the March again, using pre-made fans, but I kept dabbling in the hand making of the fans. In the February we actually moved into our new house, so I had actually a room to come and do lashes. So what I would, in my old house, I used to just set the bed up in my front room, and I didn't really have a separate place to kind of just come away from everything and just practice. Now in the new house I did. So what I would do is every day for an hour to 2 hours, I would, whether it be the night time when the kids had gone to bed or when Teddy was having a nap or anything, I would just come away into the lash room and I would sit and I would practice. And what I started doing was, any clients who came to me for a full set, I would, for the first hour of that set, I would hand make the fans. And then after that, I'd then fill them in with pre-mades, just to keep my time down still, so I didn't have people laying on the bed for like 5 hours at the time. And I started off using the Easy Fan lashes. And it really didn't take long. I did that every night, and after about a month, I was confident with making my fans. And I started then doing, every set was handmade fans. Then I started back to the beginning and practicing with actually hand making the fans, but without using Easy Fan. And now I do use, sometimes I'll use Easy Fan, it all depends on what sizes I need and what I have there. But I do try to use all Russian volume, no Easy Fan ones. And it's with this, it's not all about, oh, I'm a better lash artist because I hand make my fans. Not at all. It's just, I think in the lash industry you can constantly be learning. There are so many new things to learn, and I think if you are comfortable and you are confident with doing pre-made fans, start practicing hand making. You don't have to do them on your client. Just buy a tray and practice, even an hour every few days, just having a practice. And that is how I then progressed. Now in August 2019 I came across an account on Instagram, and that is a guy called Mr. Lash, and he creates the most amazing sets of lashes. Like, I can't even tell you, like, he is my lash goals, like, he is just amazing. So I decided to book on with my sister-in-law. We travelled down to him. He was about an hour and a half away, and we actually did a one-to-one training with him. And from there I found I was able to actually create better, like a mapping, a style of lashes, rather than just the normal cat eye, kitten eye, open eye, natural, Kim K, like the ones they teach you in training. He does some of the most amazing sets of lashes, and then I went and did the extra training. And even though I do feel confident doing lashes now, I will still go and do a training day somewhere and learn someone else's method, because like I said, you can never know too much when it comes to lashes. So now I have built a full-time business. I've got a really good client base, and that is my journey. So sometimes you may start out and you don't love the lashes, but don't ever compare yourself to where someone else is, because someone else may have been doing it for 3 years and you might have only started 3 weeks ago. But as long as you know where you want to go and your end goal, everyone can do the same thing. Also as well, it's about knowing your market and where you are. What kind of lashes do the people in your area want? So for example, if you lived in a small village and you found that a lot of your clients were a certain type of people who like a natural looking lash, then there's no point, because yeah, you should always be learning, but really focus on how to create those really nice natural sets of lashes, and that will be your market, because that is what those people in that area like. Now where I am based, I always say it's like the Instagram, like where I am, people budget for their beauty treatments, they budget for their lashes, they budget for this, they budget for that, and people love that woke up like this and the strip lash looks and things like that. So that is why my thing was that I wanted to know that I could create some really big sets of lashes, some really like mega volume sets, and that is what I found was my market. That was my market of lashes, and they are kind of really the only lashes that I do. Every now and then I might do a hybrid set. I very rarely do classics now, and it's just finding your strength, but also your market, where you are and what the type of lashes that people want. So even if you're looking through Instagram and you look at someone's profile and you think, well, I don't really like their lashes, you might not, but somebody else does like that style of lashes. Now, also with becoming a lash artist, it's not only about learning to do the lashes. One of the things that I really struggled with was learning to take those really good photos, and it's still something that I'm learning and practicing every set that I do. So it's about learning about social media. So a lot of my business has been built off of social media and Instagram in particular. So it's also learning all them different things, and it's not going to happen overnight. So that is why take your time when you're becoming a lash artist. Don't rush it. Take your time, build up your confidence, and learn how to market yourself. So I'm going to do a separate video in actually how I built my lash business, and not just how I became a lash artist, lash technician, whatever you call it, where you are. Now that's the story of my lash journey and how I became a lash artist. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and also please subscribe to my channel so you can see more of my videos. And like I said earlier, I will also link my Instagram below, so you can go ahead and follow me over there and also see some of my work. Thank you. Bye.